Wonder what would happen if we could rewrite the past decade of football around the world. Well, thanks to this, we can. Welcome back to the channel. My name is a-bomb. Welcome back to something a little bit different today. We're going to rewrite the past 10 years of football using Football Manager 2012. I've done this a couple of times on the channel. I did it back in FM 09 and I think FM 2010 as well. But we're going to do it again today. We're here in Football Manager 2012. I've created a manager and I've simulated to June 2022. So I've simulated to pretty much present day. We're on the 1st of June. I haven't looked at anything yet. We're going to have a look at who's been winning all the top 5 leagues, who's been winning the European trophies, how the international sides have been doing, who's been winning the World Cup and the Euros, how England have been doing. We're going to look at a ton of stuff today. First of all, let's cast our minds back, shall we, to October 2011 and the release of FM 2012. October 2011, I was unemployed. I'd left university with no degree and was on unemployment. At this time, though, I hadn't really gotten into Football Manager as much as I am now. That came sort of a couple of years later. So think about how far Football Manager's come in the last 10 years. If we read the back of the game of FM 2012, it says an improved match engine with 2 brand new camera views, direct to cam and behind goal for a more authentic viewing experience. So we did have a 3D match engine that was released a couple of years before 2012. I think that was FM 09 was the first 3D match engine. But for the first time, we had the director's camera and the behind goal camera as well. More realistic, switch on extra playable nations each season so you can move across the globe. So it sounds like this was the first game in which you could add and remove leagues during the save and not just at the start. Use conversation tones to really make your opinion known to the lads, media or your bitter rivals. So you know when you have your press conferences and you have your meetings with your players, you have the option to go for a calm style or be more assertive or aggressive or passionate. That was introduced in FM 2012. Now, though, it is a bit different. It's more gestures than it is tone. So they have changed it a bit in the past couple of years. But this was the first game to introduce, like, you know, the tone to your conversations, to your players, and to the board and to the press and all that. In the book, do you remember the books like these you got in like PlayStation 1 games? They were almost thicker than the case the game came in. Transfers and contracts, significant changes to the transfer and contract system, including loyalty bonuses, better implementation of amateur and youth contracts, an improved transfer centre and the ability to lock areas of the contract negotiation. So before FM 2012, you couldn't actually lock in clauses. Okay, so I've loaded back to the start of the save, July 2011 we're at now, just to see sort of how things look in 2011, how things looked back then. So this is what the Premier League looked like. You know, some interesting sides in here. You know, Blackburn was still in the Premier League. Bolton Wanderers were still here. Queen's Park Rangers were in the Premier League. Stoke, Wigan Athletic. This is, of course, the 2011-2012 season, which ended in dramatic fashion with that Aguero winner against Queen's Park Rangers. If we have a look at the Man City side, managed by Roberto Mancini, you can see Joe Hart in goal, Michael Richards in the side, Zabaleta, Lescott, Company, Kolarov, Gareth Barry, Yaya Toure, Milner playing for Man City, Aguero, of course, Tevez, Dzeko. We've got a side like Arsenal, you've got Fabianski and Almunia as the goalkeepers, you've got 21-year-old Wojciech Szczesny as well, Mertesacker and Koscielny, that centre-back pairing, Sanya, Arteta as a player at Arsenal, Aaron Ramsey, just 20 years of age, Robin van Persie still at Arsenal. This was the year before he joined Manchester United. 22-year-old Theo Walcott. Chelsea were last league winners in 2010. We've got Peter Cech in goal, Ashley Cole, John Terry, David Luiz at age 24, Gary Cahill age 25, Juan Mata still at Chelsea, Lampard, Didier Drogba, Fernando Torres, of course, made that 50 million move in January 2011 from Liverpool. And then Lukaku at Chelsea in his original spell at Chelsea, not the £100 million move, which is probably one of the worst transfers ever made in the history of football. Title holders in 2011 were, of course, Man United, managed by Alex Ferguson. David De Gea, just 20 years of age. That defence, you know, Chris Smalling, Phil Jones, Rio Ferdinand, Carrick, Park Ji-sung, Paul Scholes. Rooney at 25, just playing probably some of his best football he's ever played. Javier Hernandez, Berbatov. Liverpool going through a bit of a difficult phase around this time. Of course, 2012 they did win the League Cup with a win over Cardiff. Kenny Dalglish was in charge at this point. This was the season before Brendan Rodgers took over. We'll have a look at this squad. We have Rayner still in goal. Back four, we've got Glenn Johnson in there, Dan Agger and Jamie Carragher, Jose Enrique as well. Jordan Henderson had just joined the club for £16 million from Sunderland. Steven Gerrard, age 31. Stuart Downing had joined the club in this point. Charlie Adam was another Kenny Dalglish signing. And then we've got Luis Suarez, who of course joined from Ajax. And we've got the £35 million man Andy Carroll as well. A bit of a flop signing there. But yeah, Suarez, of course, joining in January as Torres went to Chelsea. Okay, so this is what the Premier League table looks like in June 2022. Manchester United champions by 4 points. Tottenham finishing second place. Man City and Arsenal rounding up the top four. In the Europa League, we have Chelsea, West Ham and Liverpool. Leeds United making a return to the Premier League, as they have done now. Blackpool made their way back up after, promotion and then relegation in 2010-2011. So, the title-winning Man United side then, what does this look like? It's managed by Diego Simeone, of course, the current Atletico manager. David De Gea is still there. Chris Smalling is still there. They have Ricardo Rodriguez, the Swiss left-back. They have Kevin Strootman, the Dutch midfielder, Subotic, centre-back, Danny Welbeck, still at Man United, Antoine Griezmann, the Atletico man. How much has he moved around? He joined all the way in 2014, £21 million as well. Kyle Walker at Man United? Like, where was that from? Was that from Tottenham? Yeah, quite recent as well. That's a big one. Kyle Walker playing for the other side of Manchester. Spurs finished in second place. They're managed by Matthias Sammer. Let's have a look at this side then. Vasalko, Zuma, Boyata and Gareth Bale in the back four. Gareth Bale remaining as a left back. He sort of did develop into a winger through the years, but stayed at left back here, it seems. Don't recognise a lot of the rest of this side. Marek Hamšík's in the side, the Slovakian. He's 34 though. Ryan Bennett, 32. Okay, Ryan Bennett's actually really good. Goes up through the Norwich side and has been at Spurs for 7 seasons. Manchester City, still managed by Roberto Mancini, stayed there for 10 whole seasons. Begovic is in goal. They've got Isla in the side, Kovacic, Edin Dzeko still there, Joe Hart still there, Kompany still there, Jan Vila, I think moved to Sunderland like at one point. Sergio Aguero still there, age 33. Of course, he seems to have pretty much retired from football now due to that heart issue. Arsenal managed by Jose Mourinho, because of course it is. Alex Song is still at Arsenal. Philippe Coutinho, James McCarthy, Kieran Clark, Jack Rodwell, Jack Wilshere still here, Ramsey still here, Stefan Jovetic, the Montenegrin. Chelsea managed by Paul Lambert, the Scotsman. And they do have Thibaut Courtois, who spent a lot of time on loan at Atletico Madrid when he was still contracted to Chelsea. He spent a season there on loan, and then has been a prominent goalkeeper for Chelsea for 10 years at this point. Ryan Shawcross playing for Chelsea, Chalobah, Fellaini, Joe Allen. Joe Allen playing for Chelsea, 32 years old. I think he's just left Stoke in real life, like today. Eden Hazard still at Chelsea. There's Lukaku, valued at 9.5 million. Liverpool managed by Gertjan Verbeek. I can't say I'm too familiar with that name. But Pepe Reina is still there, aged 39, and still playing as well. Sebastian Korcha at right back. Lucas Leiva still there. Wijnaldum made the move eventually to Liverpool as well. Lialic, Jose Enrique still there. Luis Suarez still at Liverpool. Like, he probably hasn't had all the controversy he had in real life. I think 11-12 was the season that he racially abused Patrice Evra. Of course, since then he's had like 2 more biting incidents. It's been a whirlwind career for Luis Suarez, and it looks like he's still at Liverpool, age 35. I mean, seeing as they did qualify for Europe, let's have a look at West Ham. They're managed by Wael Gomar, an Egyptian, who I'm not familiar with. Jack Collison is the captain. That's a name I have not heard in a long time. Collison, if I remember, was absolutely plagued with knee injuries for West Ham. He could have been really good, but injuries just meant he never developed and he retired really early. Who else have we got here? Stephen Colker, Jake Livermore, Tom Ince, George Thorne, Tom Heaton. Okay, so this season Man United won the league. Let's have a look at who's been winning the past few titles then. So it looks like Man City have won quite a few. They did win in 2012 and 2013. Then United and Arsenal got 1 each. And then City won 5 in a row before Chelsea won the league for the first time since 2010. And this season, Man United won the title. Spurs, though, getting runners-up for the very first time. Liverpool got second in 2013 but haven't won a title. They're still waiting for that first one since 1990. So what we can now look at is the top scorers. Now in 2010-2011, Dimitar Berbatov was top scorer in the league with 21 league goals for Man United. 2011-2012, the top scorer was Stoke's Peter Crouch. As a matter of fact, he did it 2 years in a row. Peter Crouch won 2 golden boots at Stoke. And Stoke actually did quite well. They were top half 2 seasons in a row. Might have gotten Europe. And then after that, Salomon Rondon at Spurs won the Golden Boot, the Venezuelan. Then Edin Dzeko won it for Man City. Then Umar Damari for Sunderland, not a player that I'm familiar with. Aguero then won the Golden Boot with Man City. Then Cesare Ferrari, these are all regens, Milokovic and Bjerkan. So yeah, now we've got the regens in there. Okay, so that was interesting. I do have like 8 or 9 leagues loaded, so we can have a look at some other league winners. Like we can have a look at Ligue 1, for example, and see who's been winning in France. Marseille, the current champions, of 80 points. Lyon finishing in second. PSG, no European football, and also only 5 sides qualifying for Europe from France. So the French league seems to have dropped a bit in coefficients. So Lille won the title in 2011, and then Marseille won 4 in total. Lyon won 3 more. RC Lens won a title. PSG did win the league in 2017. So a few different winners there. But in terms of PSG, this is before their huge takeover, so they don't have the money they had then. I mean, Neil Taylor's playing at left back for them, for Christ's sake, and Granit Xhaka's here as well. Over to Germany and the Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen won the title by 5 points over Bayern. Stuttgart and Dortmund got into the Champions League. Wolfsburg, Hertha and Freiburg in the Europa League. Leverkusen with 2 titles. Bayern have won a handful, but not been nearly as dominant as they have been in real life. Dortmund with a couple of leagues. Dortmund retained after their 2011 win. Stuttgart with 2 as well. Bayern manager currently Ståle Solbakken, with Thomas Müller still there as captain. Jerome Boateng still there. Manuel Neuer is there. Lucas Moura, Toni Kroos, Carlos Fierro as well. Mario Götze is the captain here. Lazar Markovic at Dortmund. Lewandowski stayed at Dortmund. No move to Bayern for Lewandowski. That's mad. Gundogan still here as well. Mats Hummels, Papadopoulos, Schmelzer, Grosskreutz, who retained a lot of players. Okay, over to Italy and Serie A. Inter Milan won the title quite convincingly, very convincingly. 21 points clear of Napoli. Sampdoria, Palermo in the Champions League. Juve and Udinese in the Europa League. Lazio won the cup. AC Milan in 9th. Wow. And Alexander Pato is captain and is still there. Areola is also there. Suso, who was he at Liverpool at this point? He was coming through at Liverpool. He stayed for a long time actually, but didn't play very often for them at all. You know, in real life as well, he didn't get enough games for them, and that's why he ended up moving for free. Inter Milan then, champions, managed by Stefano Pioli. Socrates is here. Moussa Sissoko, David Alaba, Pastore, Rodrigo, Illaramendi. Napoli got second. Edinson Cavani's here. Jan Sommer. Phil Jones, of course, is here. Bonaventura was like a go-to signing on FM like 10 years ago. I remember Bonaventura. Let's look at Juventus. Managed by Rafa Benitez. Marquisio is still here. Chiellini is still here. Fabio Borini and Joe are playing for Juventus. Like, what even is this? What were these strikers? Giovinco is here as well. Looking at the past winners in Italy. Torino won the league in 2020. That's cool. No wins for Juventus. That's quite shocking. I guess, like, of course, they had the whole match fixing thing in the noughties, but not to win a league since then, that's mad. They've only recently finished second as well. They just haven't really been in the discussion. We'll look at Spain, and then I think that'll be it for that. Barcelona won the league by 10 points. Atletico second. Valencia third. Malaga fourth. Real Madrid, Europa League, 5th place. Wow. Laurent Blanc is in charge. Rafael Varane still here. Sergio Ramos. Nangolan. James Rodriguez, Higuain, Arturo Vidal, Leandro Martinez, Marcelo, still here, Shahin. Barcelona managed by Marco van Basten. Lionel Messi remained at Barcelona, still as good as ever, 34 years old. Yes, he's been doing very, very well. Who else have we got here? PK still here. Bojan stayed at Barcelona. He was a wonder kid like 10 years ago. Marc Bartra, Alexis Sanchez still here. Thiago. So you've got to say it in a Scouse accent now. Thiago, Isco, Rafinha, Pedro, still here. All right, here's my question. Where's Cristiano Ronaldo? Don't think I've seen him yet. I do wonder where he is. Okay, Cristiano Ronaldo, I found him. He's retired. Oh, he stayed at Real Madrid till 2021 and retired. So no more Ronaldo in the game. He's retired, age 36. So we've looked at the top 5 leagues. I'm not going to look at any of the other ones. But let's have a look at some other stuff. Let's look at the Champions League. Inter Milan, most recent winners of the Champions League. Who else have we got here? Chelsea beat Man United in Istanbul. Real Madrid beat Chelsea. Valencia won 3 in a row. Wow, that's mad. Man City won 2 with Inter in between. Barcelona won 3 in a row. Of course, there was the win in Wembley over Man United. They won 2 more after that. Europa League, lots of representation. Napoli, Lyon, Fiorentina, Chelsea, Lens, Malaga winning the Europa League, Bilbao, Zenit. Okay, so that's all the European stuff. Let's have a look at some national team stuff then. The World Cup. Now, we are still in Qatar. Okay, that's a surprise. I'm surprised it's still at Qatar because a lot of the time I saw the World Cup moved, especially as you go into sort of the slightly later games like the 14s and the 15s. It always got moved to like somewhere like Australia or Morocco. Morocco seemed to be the most common. But the fact that it's still in Qatar and it's still in the summer, that's just pretty mad. Brazil have won back-to-back World Cups, beating Italy and Mali in the final. Mali getting to the World Cup final. There you go. Just the 2 World Cups, of course, because Spain won it back in 2010. How did Mali get to the final? That's insane. England got 3rd that year as well. Yeah, England lost to Mali in the World Cup semi-final. They probably should have got to the final then. And the Euros, they didn't even get out of the group. Euro 2012, they didn't even get out of the group with Czech Republic, Ukraine and Italy. Euro 2016, they got to the second round. They lost to Wales. 2018 World Cup got to the quarterfinals and lost to Spain. Euro 2020, second round again, lost to Wales. 2 tournaments in a row, dearie me. So Euro 2020, Germany won the most recent tournament, beating Bulgaria in the final. Ukraine won Euro 2016, beating Italy. And then Italy beat Croatia in the Euro 2012 final. So that's interesting, definitely. But I am going to simulate to the end of the 2022 World Cup just to see who wins it. And then I think we'll probably leave it there for today. But if there's enough interest, I'll do a second video. Maybe we'll look at how some 2012 Wonder Kids have developed in the game and see sort of how they look. And if there's anything else you do want to see that I haven't shown, then leave a comment. And yeah, if there's enough interest, I might do another video of this FM 2012 stuff because, you know, it's always interesting to sort of rewrite history and see what happens in like an alternate universe. We're almost creating a multiverse of football managers. So yeah, I'm going to simulate to the end of the 2022 World Cup and then I think we'll leave it there for today. Okay, I can see it on the right-hand side. Sweden won the World Cup. I just saw it in the newsfeed there. A Sweden-Czech Republic final. Well, there you go. England did not even get through to the knockout stages. I don't see England there. Sweden and Saudi Arabia was their semi-final. Saudi Arabia finished 4th in the World Cup. How on earth did they do that? They got Nigeria and Serbia in the knockouts. They got an easy draw and got through to the semis. Also, where's Brazil? And where's Argentina? What's happened? This is absolutely ridiculous. What on earth has happened here? Brazil finished 3rd in a group with Turkey, Mexico and Australia. Argentina finished bottom of the group with USA, Saudi Arabia and Belgium. Did England not qualify? I don't see England. England, managed by Alan Shearer, did not qualify for the World Cup. They finished 4th. They weren't even 3rd. Turkey and Austria qualified for the World Cup. Slovenia 3rd, England 4th. They drew with Luxembourg. They lost at home to Slovenia. They drew with Lithuania at home. They lost to Turkey. They lost at home to Austria. England failed to reach the 2022 World Cup. That's sad. Alan Shearer is the manager. He's only been in charge for a year. Alan Kirbishley was manager for a bit. Nigel Adkins was for 4 years. Stuart Pearce was for 4 years. Oh, so, well, 2011. Oh, so this was between Capello and Roy Hodgson then, I think. Capello had left and Roy Hodgson hadn't quite come in yet. Stuart Pearce took the job full time. That's sad. England don't even get to the World Cup. Let's look at the England squad just before we go. Last thing. Smithies, Walker, Phil Jones, Jack Robinson. Wow. He's a Liverpool youngster. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Rodwell, Wilshere. Marvin Sordell is England's striker. What on earth? Butland, Corker, Smalling, Elliot Lee, Raheem Sterling here, Jamal Lascelles, Henderson, Tom Ince, Connor Wickham. This is madness. Absolutely mad. I mean, you look at someone like Harry Kane. Harry Kane is playing for Notts County, who are in the Championship, to be fair to them. Harry Kane's a Championship striker. If you do want to see a second video with FM 2012, then like the video so I know that you've enjoyed it. And leave comments, leave in what you want to see as well. You know, what sort of stuff have I not shown? Do you want to see some Wonder Kids? Do you want to see how they develop? Let me know what you want to see. And if there's interest, I'll do another video with this maybe in a week or so. We'll have to wait and see. If you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss a single video. We'll be back normally on Sunday with Local to Global with Ferencvaros. But yeah, this has been really interesting. Hopefully not too long, because we've looked through quite a bit. But if you don't want to see more of this, then do let me know, because, you know, I like doing these videos from time to time. I don't always have the time to make them, but when I do, they're good to make. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.